The history of how early humans invented the art of survival is one of adaptation, creativity, and cooperation. Long before cities, machines, or even written words, our ancestors learned to survive in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Through thousands of generations, they combined intelligence with teamwork, slowly transforming from mere survivors into the most adaptable species the planet has ever known. The dawn of cooperation, early humans were never truly alone. Fossil and archaeological evidence suggests that as early as 2 million years ago, species like Homo habilis and Homo erectus began living in small social groups. These groups hunted together, shared food, and defended one another from predators. Cooperation was not only emotional but essential for survival. A single human could easily fall prey to lions, but a group could scare them away. Over time, this social structure evolved into the foundation of human culture. They developed oral communication using gestures, sounds, and eventually language to share knowledge. This allowed early humans to warn each other of danger, coordinate hunting strategies, and teach children the skills they needed to survive. Anthropologists believe that this growing ability to communicate helped form the earliest versions of leadership and community. The age of innovation, tools, and fire technology began in the simplest of forms, a stone used to crack bones or cut meat. Around 2.5 million years ago, early humans learned to strike stones together to produce sharp flakes. These became the first tools, known as the Old Howen tools. Later, the more advanced Acheulean hand axes appeared, perfectly shaped for cutting wood, skinning animals, and digging roots. But perhaps the greatest leap in survival came from the control of fire. Archaeological sites like Wonderwork Cave in South Africa show evidence of fire use dating back nearly 1 million years. Fire brought warmth to freezing nights, scared off wild predators, and, most importantly, allowed humans to cook food. Cooked meat and plants became easier to digest, giving humans more energy and allowing their brains to grow larger over time. Learning from nature, early humans were keen observers of their surroundings. They learned how animals migrated, how plants grew, and how weather changed. From watching birds and predators, they developed strategies for tracking prey and storing food. This constant learning process turned nature into a classroom, and observation into survival intelligence. Hunter-gatherer communities evolved, moving with the seasons and following herds of animals. They collected berries, nuts, fruits, and roots, always aware of what was edible and what was poisonous. This adaptability allowed humans to survive in deserts, jungles, ice age tundras, and tropical forests alike. Shelter and mobility as humans migrated across continents from Africa to Asia, Europe, and beyond. They faced new challenges, colder climates, rough terrains, and unknown predators. To survive, they learned to build temporary shelters using branches, animal skins, and bones. These shelters provided protection from wind and rain and could be dismantled quickly when the group moved on. Mobility became a strength rather than a weakness. Humans followed migrating herds, discovered new resources, and avoided overusing any single environment. This nomadic flexibility became one of the key factors that allowed humans to thrive while other species went extinct. The power of community human survival was never about strength alone, it was about connection. Group living allowed early humans to share not only food but also responsibilities. The young, the old, and the weak were cared for by the entire community. Anthropologists call this behavior alloparenting, meaning shared caregiving, a system where everyone contributed to raising the next generation. This emotional bond strengthened social ties and increased the group's overall survival rate. Fire circles became the first classrooms where stories, lessons, and memories were shared. These fireside conversations built culture, identity, and a sense of belonging that still defines humanity today. Adapting to a changing world, ice ages, droughts, and volcanic eruptions forced early humans to constantly adapt. Some groups moved north into colder regions and learned to use animal hides as clothing. Others settled near rivers, developing early forms of fishing and food preservation. Adaptation wasn't just physical, it was mental and cultural. Each challenge made humans more inventive. From stone tools, they progressed to compound tools, combining materials like wood, bone, and sinew to make spears, harpoons, and knives. These innovations opened new food sources, giving humans more control over their environment than ever before. The birth of the human spirit eventually, survival became more than just staying alive. It became an art. Humans began to paint on cave walls, carve symbols into bones, and bury their dead with care. These acts revealed something new: imagination, empathy, and reflection. The same intelligence that once built a fire, now built meaning. Early humans transformed survival from an instinct into a deliberate craft. The art of survival. It was this combination of heart and mind that allowed humanity to endure, evolve, and ultimately dominate every corner of the earth.